So what exactly has happened to Nico Jackson? How did he go from a guaranteed starter, one of Chelsea's main goal scorers, someone that Enzo Maresca valued very highly, came out in April, said he is my main striker, he is exactly how I want my striker to play, to now being the third choice, to now seeing his name around different transfer rumours, linked to different clubs, especially in the Premier League, all across of Europe as well. Listen, let's talk about it. Let's talk why he's come to this point. Let's talk about what exactly he should do next, whether he should stay at Chelsea and fight for a spot or go to different teams. And I feel like one team, low-key, could be a decent fit for him. Listen, before we start, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new to the channel, and of course, comment your own thoughts about the whole situation, especially Chelsea fans. Do you guys want him to stay, or do you guys want him to call it a day? Okay, we all know about Nico Jackson. His first season was hit and miss for some Chelsea fans. I actually felt like he had a decent debut season, over 14 goals in the Premier League, finished with 17 goals across all competition, 20 GAs in his first season at Chelsea, which wasn't that bad, but a lot of Chelsea fans wasn't really a fan of him, mainly because of the fact that he missed a lot of chances. And that was the reality. He missed a lot of chances. In his second season, I can't lie, he started very, very well. 5 games, 5 goals, which included 2 goals against West Ham. And one of the goals, he took it from the halfway line, carried the ball forward with a great finish, and Chelsea won that game, I think 3-0 or 3-1, where he scored 2 and assisted 1. After 13 games, he had 13 GAs, bro. 13 GAs. This guy was doing amazingly. And Chelsea fans finally started to back him. Some Chelsea fans who hated him in his first season finally saw, you know what? I see the vision. I see why Fayz said this guy was going to be the next big thing. I see why he is going to be the main striker for Chelsea. But the moment it changed, the moment everything changed for Nico Jackson, in my personal opinion, you put down in the comments where you feel like the turning point was, is when he had his hamstring injury come February time. That ruled him out for about 5 weeks. Then he came back, and after 7 games in the Premier League, he only scored 1 goal. But I felt like it wasn't the Nico Jackson which I saw beginning of the season. The one that was running around, the one that was linking up, the one that was actually getting the chances and scoring them. Around March and April and May time, it felt like every chance he was getting, there was no sort of confidence. Even himself, there was no sort of confidence. We all remember the game against Newcastle where he got sent off and he was pretty much out for the rest of the Premier League. Yes, I know he scored in the Conference League against Real Betis with a decent finish, but at that point, the game was pretty much over. Then the Club World Cup happened, and Chelsea signed Liam Delap. And now, Nico Jackson, for the first time in his Chelsea tenure, actually had competition up front. I know Nkunku was there. I know those other strikers. Really and truly, they were never really rivals to Nico Jackson. Mark Rui, he wasn't really a rival. He was just there to be there. Bro, finally, for the first time, Nico Jackson had competition. And then the first game against LA, Nico Jackson started. Had a nice little decent assist. The second game was where things went down. He started off the bench. Came off the bench, Chelsea was losing against Flamengo. And boom, after being on the pitch for 4 minutes, got sent off in a stupid fashion. Missed the next couple games. The following game, Liam Delap got his first start and scored against Esperance de Tunisia. And then from there, Nico Jackson didn't play a single game, especially when the third striker was being bought. Joao Pedro, who was literally chilling on the beach, got the phone call that he just moved to Chelsea. After one training session, Chelsea fans now seeing Joao Pedro as the main man. And I can't lie, Chelsea fans finally got a striker that's doing what Nico Jackson was supposed to do, which is every chance he's getting, this guy is scoring it, but in an incredible fashion. The goals that Joao Pedro was scoring in his first game, in his first start, the 2 goals against Fluminense, and the exact same game, Nico Jackson came off the bench and had a chance of his own, where he could have easily squared it to Cole Palmer to make it 3-0, but he decided to be a little bit selfish, decided to go for goal, went completely wide, and Cole Palmer's reaction, he was fuming. Enzo Maresca, he wasn't really happy. And then the final against Paris Saint-Germain, Joao Pedro started, no surprise, and the person who came off the bench was Liam Delap and not Nico Jackson. Nico Jackson didn't get a single minute in the final. Of course, he celebrated after the game, as he should, because he somewhat contributed with that assist against LA in the first game. And Chelsea, of course, won the Club World Cup. But now, let's talk about Nico Jackson. Now, let's talk about what next for Nico Jackson. How is he going to be fitting in this Chelsea team if he was going to stay? And that's where we are going to be starting. Should Nico Jackson stay? In my personal opinion, I don't think he's going to compete with Joao Pedro. I think everyone knows heading into next season, Joao Pedro is going to be the guaranteed, undisputed starter, and I don't think anyone can question it. Not even Liam Delap and Nico Jackson themselves. I think both of them knows Joao Pedro will be the main man heading into next season. Now the question mark is who's going to be the backup? Is it Liam Delap or is it Nico Jackson? I feel like Enzo Maresca, especially after what happened against Flamengo, I feel like Enzo Maresca is leaning towards Liam Delap. But for me, I don't even see Nico Jackson being the striker. I feel like the way Chelsea can play now, they can play 4-2-3-1, the same way they've been doing throughout this whole Club World Cup, which I feel like Cole Palmer is very good on the right-hand side. I would love, in a complete different universe, for Joao Pedro and Nico Jackson to start together, with Nico Jackson being the one in behind Joao Pedro, the one linking up. I feel like Chelsea low-key can play the 4-2-2, having Nico Jackson just in behind Joao Pedro where he can assist and create, which is Nico Jackson's bag, bro. That is the way he does things, and I feel like he is better than any other striker in Chelsea, one of the best strikers in the Premier League. His hold-up and his link-up for me is second to none. Or the second way in how he can be used is on the left-hand side, on the left wing, which I feel like every time he got minutes last season on the left-hand side, he did pretty decent. Now, with the arrival of Gittins, it's most likely going to be his position. Chelsea's not going to pay 60 million and keep him on the bench throughout. I feel like he's going to start and they're going to see how he gets on. But I feel like if he doesn't impress, maybe Nico Jackson can get that left wing position and make it his own. I don't feel like his Chelsea career is over. I still feel like Nico Jackson can have some sort of impact, especially next season. Let's not forget, next season, Chelsea are in the Champions League, which means there's going to be a lot of games next season. Surely, Nico Jackson is going to be playing some sort of games off the bench, in the games in the Premier League, in the Cup competition. I don't feel like that is his Chelsea career done. But let's say, for argument's sake, Chelsea comes out and says, you know what, we are more than happy for him to go. And let's say Nico Jackson himself realizes, I don't feel like there's space here for me. I want to play, and I feel like I'm just going to be a bench warmer here, and I want to move. Let's say he decides to do that, and let's say he does move away. Let's now discuss, where should he go? And there's different clubs for me, I feel like, who first of all is rumoured to. Arsenal has been rumoured to get him. Manchester United has been rumoured to get him. And then there is teams in the Bundesliga, more specifically back in La Liga, and also teams in Saudi Arabia, who's more than happy to get him and pretty much pay what Chelsea's asking for him, whether that is 40 million or 50 million. Let's be real. The move to Saudi, I don't think he's going to do that. The move to La Liga, I don't think he's going to do that. He's come out and said, I want to stay in the Premier League. I feel like the Premier League is a good competition for me. Now, if he does stay in the Premier League, where should he go? Arsenal? Just put it in the bag. Put it in the bag, brother. If you feel like you're not going to be starting over Joao Pedro, you're not going to be starting as the Arsenal striker after they've just signed a striker themselves in Victor. My brother, put it in the bag. Put it in the bag, Ak. Forget all about it. Secondly, Manchester United. Hear me out. Hear me out, hear me out, hear me out. Especially United fans. I know you guys are hearing right now. Nico Jackson, I've seen what Mark Goldbridge has said about him. Completely wrong, by the way. Completely wrong. Yeah, this Donny. Don't let me get started on this Donny, fam. Anyway, I've seen some United fans reacting to it and say, hell no, my brother. First of all, you guys should not be in a position where you guys are turning away players. My brother, you finished 15th. You should be accepting anyone you get at this point. We are literally mid-July, approaching August. You might have just made 2 signings after you might have finished 15th last season and lost in a European final against Spurs. You guys should have made at least 6 to 7 players by now. But that's not the point. I feel like low-key, Nico Jackson at Manchester United, and the way Ruben is trying to play, and if Ruben insists in the way he's playing, the 3 at the back, the 2 fullbacks, the 2 pivot, the 2 10s, and a striker, I feel like Nico Jackson as a striker, having Cunha on the left-hand side, having Mbeumo on the right-hand side, you know, Cunha, Mbeumo, Nico Jackson, low-key, hear me out, that is about to cook Bro, all three of them can rotate perfectly with each other. All three of them can play striker. Cunha has done it at Wolves. Mbeumo has done it in a one-striker formation with Brentford. All of them can play up front. All of them can rotate. All of them link up are pretty decent. All of them scored. All of them scored double-digit Premier League goals last season. In his first season, Nico Jackson scored 14. Last season, Cunha scored 15, and then Mbeumo scored 20. So all of them can score goals. All of them can link up with each other. And I feel like having Mbeumo and Nico Jackson, who low-key, that might be an upgrade than Wissa and Nico Jackson. Yes, Nico Jackson's better than Wissa. Don't even get me started. And having Cunha next to them, yo, that is a much better than having Hoyland up there or Zerk Cheeks. Yes, Cheeks up there. Trust me, United fans, sleep on it. Sleep on it. You guys are reacting. Nico Jackson, the person who's been missing goals. Yes, he's been missing goals. Don't act like Hoyland's been missing goals. How many goals has Hoyland scored? How many goals does Zerk Cheeks have? Brother, just hear me out. Have Nico Jackson with Mbeumo and Cunha. Bruno in behind them. The wing backs, bro, I feel like if Nico Jackson was going to move away from Chelsea, I think his first choice should stay at Chelsea. Fight for his position. See if there's a way where Joao Pedro and Nico Jackson can start. See how Gittins gets on. And maybe you can start on the left-hand side if he doesn't impress. But if you were to move, I feel like United should be your next move. And I feel like United, low-key, should go after him. First of all, it's not going to cost you a lot of money. You paid 55 for Cunha. You paid 65 for Mbeumo. Nico Jackson's going to cost you about 30 to 40 at most. And I feel like at that point, especially the way prices are going at the moment, inflation is crazy. Every dunny is being bought for 50 to 60 to 70 million. Nico Jackson for less than 40 million, less than 50 million is still a very good signing. And especially where your strikers are not scoring goals, your strikers are not creating, Nico Jackson could be the missing puzzle of what Ruben wants to play. Just hear me out. Just sleep on it before you react to it. But this is my thoughts of the whole Nico Jackson situation. This is what I think Nico Jackson should do next. Put down in the comments what you guys feel he should be doing. Don't forget to like the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're new to the channel. And I'll see you tomorrow with another video. Peace.